My sister attempted to sexually assault my boyfriend then tried to play the victim, so I brutally beat her. Once again, the only reason I know all of this is because she tells me this herself with pride. Needless to say, I don't like my sister very much. We do still stay in contact with each other however, as she is my sister and I have been raised in a way where family takes priority. The contact is minimal and I try to keep it that way. Considering the last time I had invited her over, she proceeded to have a three-way in the bathroom with two of my friends that were also over. I cut contact with the two friends. Up until last night she was my sister. We may have not always got along, but I did consider her family. Well, not anymore. To understand the issue there is context needed about my boyfriend. He was roped by a family member when he was little, and this has left a huge mark on him. He carries a lot of trauma inside him due to this. He has worked so hard to overcome it and I'm extremely proud of him. One thing to also note about him, is that in the face of trauma, his body seizes up and he can't do anything. My sister fully knows all of this, as he has shared it with her himself in the past. He's an open book, which is something I love about him. So, last night I invited my sister over to celebrate a work promotion of hers, as this is something she has been striving for a while now. When she came over things were fine, and at some point during the night, we ran out of alcohol. We all wanted a little bit more and there is a 24/7 liquor store near me. I told my sister and my boyfriend that I will be 10 minutes and that I'm going to get a little bit more booze. In hindsight, it was not a smart idea to leave my sister tipsy and alone with my boyfriend. She has stated many times how she finds him attractive, but would never go for him as he's my boyfriend. But she has also said that if I was not his boyfriend, she would have intimacy with him irregardless of the fact he was gay. I do not know how I made the mistake of leaving them alone, but I did. I came back to find my sister crying on the couch and my boyfriend sitting still and in shock on the couch opposite to her. I asked what happened and my sister spoke up, claiming that my boyfriend tried to rope her. My world stopped for a second and my heart broke. But I thought about it for a second and knowing my sister, there was no way I could blindly take her word for it. I turned to my boyfriend who was blank and pale and asked him what happened, and he responded by saying that it was actually my sister who tried to sexually assault him. This was the answer I feared, and my intuition was telling me that my boyfriend was the one telling the truth. My sister yelled when he said this, calling him a liar, and I asked her to explain what happened. She said that as soon as I left, my boyfriend climbed on top and tried to initiate, and when she refused, he tried to get violent but she socked him hard in the face. This made no sense to me as my boyfriend's face did not seem like it just got socked. I then asked him what happened, and he could not respond. This was his body freezing up, and by this point I was sure my sister was lying. I then told my sister that there were cameras in my house and that I'm going to check right now. Once I said this she confessed immediately. She tried explaining herself, but before she even got a sentence out I socked her hard. I then started to wail on her, which is really not something I'm proud of at all. My boyfriend just watched the whole time. When I was done I was crying, and my sister was pouring red. I stayed awake all night with my boyfriend, and I called the hospital for my sister. An ambulance came and picked her up and I had to inform the police what happened the next day. I was told I could possibly be facing charges for assault myself if my sister decided to press charges, but I was okay with this. My boyfriend and I had a talk about it soon after, and we have decided to press charges. I also spoke to my parents about it, and although they are both mad that I resorted to such measures, they're saying that what I did was despicable and that I brought great shame on the family. From what I heard from them, my sister has suffered a broken nose as well as a few cracked ribs.